Okay, I guess I'm recording.
Perhaps.
So, last week, um, let's see, I guess, the party woke up, started researching, or started looking at all the clues for locations of, um, well, I guess you guys decided that you were going to go find, or collect the artifacts before heading over to the island. And then, went to the library, um, to find the clues, which Irina, pointed out. Um, as you guys are currently holding one of the artifacts, um, and you guys had previously decided that Iriana would hide one, Sorsha would hide one, and Varric, a former member of the team, would hide one. Um, as you guys, oh, and then you guys would each write down your clue in a book in the library. To which Iriana is the only one who knew which books to look in.
Yeah.
And then, so you guys went and picked up the books, um, looking in Sorsha's clue or book. The clue is simply, um,
When it is needed, it will reveal itself, but not before. Yeah, very useful.
yes. And then Iriana, Iriana knows where hers is, so she didn't bother reading the clue. Although it was, old drunkards aren't always who they seem. Although before we're done, I would like to see if Sky and Latham can figure out. Well, Sky, Latham, and Rogar can figure out the clues for Iriana. I'm just curious. Um, and Varric's clue, um, turned out that it was magical in that, um, it was a single line that said "Start in the Harvestman's Retreat," and it seemed like it was designed to continue only once you've reached a certain destination. Which, with a roll from, hello,
That was Rogar disappearing and coming back, and
oh,
he's muted now.
I did notice that.
That was the problem. I was trying to
Uh, um, through a roll on Sky's behalf,
What do you
um,
need me to roll again?
no, I'm continuing with uh, a roll that's on Sky's behalf, or rather, a roll that Sky made, um, told you that another name for harvestman was spider, or rather, another name for spider is harvestman. So you guys decided to make your way to the Spider Haunt Woods, where you had an interesting encounter with some trapdoor spiders. Where again, Sky saves the day by intimidating them. And I believe you guys went into the mansion to sleep.
Sounds about right.
Did I miss anything?
Don't think so.
Have any questions, Rogar?
No.
I'm sorry I didn't
What do
catch.
you want me to roll to see if I can identify or know anything about it?
I'm sorry? I didn't ask you to roll anything.
Okay, I thought you were saying that you wanted me, somebody else to roll to see if we understood or had a history of what. And that's when I can.
No,
I'll get
that
into
that
that.
that that whole last part was the recap from last week.
Okay.
So, do you understand everything that happened last week then, Kenny?
As best I can, and I'll just watch the video later next week.
I also whispered to you a short one paragraph little thing last week about what we did too.
Give me a minute, guys.
Thanks, guy.
Okay, so you guys wake up in the mansion, and you're able to come downstairs, get whatever breakfast you prefer, and are able to make yourself ready for the day to come. What are you guys doing?
Well, as usual, I'm gonna go into the food court, whatever you want to call it, and order eggs and sausage and potatoes and some fruit cider and a large steak for Damba, raw, of course, and then sit back and wait for it to arrive.
And it does very shortly after.
I get up and get all my gear together, go down, have a nice steak and egg, and just relax.
I have to admit, it is nice to be able to just have our meals without having the hassle of having to go hunt.
Sure is.
And in some cases, sometimes far too often, not finding what we need to be able to prepare meals and rations.
This guy's pretty good hunter. He can usually find us what we need.
That's true enough, but it's a strain on him too.
Personally, I love it.
I like playing in the gold, so I like this place a lot.
Okay, finish up breakfast and get my gear together and wait out in the anteroom for everybody else.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, so you guys gather your things. Um. Oh, upon looking in the book after arriving in the Spiderhaunt Woods, um, you guys saw the second clue said, "Pass through the maw."
Yeah. Whatever that means.
Um, how did you guys decide that pass through the maw meant go east? Or I'm sorry, west.
West. Because Ma is like a mouth, and it's desert's mouth Mountains.
To me, that's reasonable to assume that we're to enter the desert from the Desert's Mouth Mountains. And I suppose when we get there, if we're right, the clue will change. And if we're not, we have to back up and figure out what we did wrong.
That sounds reasonable. Um. Okay, so I'm assuming you guys head out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head out. You exit the mansion. Back into the edge of the Spider Hunt Woods. Um. Who's leading? Taking the lead, whatever.
Not me. I always get lost.
I'll take the lead.
Okay, give me survival.
I'll stay at the back as usual.
Okay.
And I'll stay in the middle and I'll watch to the sides.
Let's see.
I will say that you guys sure make it complicated to destroy things.
Yeah, we sure.
Actually, we didn't make the rules on this destruction. We're only following instructions given.
I'm sorry, Kenny. I've been trying to figure out what you meant by that. What do you mean by that? Kenny?
What I meant was that my character's being like, we got to go through all these. Hey, go clear this uh, shrine. Then bring your stuff, but you don't have your stuff. You lost your stuff, and you hid your stuff. But we won't necessarily remember where our stuff is. And then we got to follow a questionable, uh, not a questionable, but a mysterious comments to find where we're supposed to go. You make it complicated.
Well, that was kind of the point. They were trying to
Yeah.
hide them in case they didn't find a way to destroy them. Keep them out of certain people's hands.
Yeah. So the more complicated, the better it is.
Okay. Irana, you find um a narrow path up and through the mountains. Um, nice. Um, after about say about lunchtime, um, as you are following this kind of circuitous path through the mountains, um, you come around this bend on the mountain trail, and it's kind of a little um, alcove, I guess, in the side of the mountain. It's I guess it's more just like a recess because it's just like
Little opening.
yeah, but it's actually a big opening because it's big enough for like a cabin with a small garden. It's kind of
Nice.
set off the road, about 15-20 feet off the road or off the path. Um, you just have this small cabin. It looks relatively decently cared for. I mean, there's a few things that could use some repair, and there's a couple weeds here and there, but other than that, it's pretty decent shape. Um, the garden is seems to be very well maintained. It's just a single-story cabin, roughly 25, 30 feet wide. Has um, a typical log door, um, one glass window in the front, single story. It's got a wooden porch that seems to go all the way around. And there is a rocking chair on the porch next to a small um, table. But other than that, there doesn't appear to be anyone around. At least no one you can see.
Ooh. Said it's well maintained in the middle of the mountain.
Seems to be a
I will take a look, or I'll go up to the door and knock.
I thought about that sky, but no. It's not rocking with nobody in it. Um, okay, as you go to the door and knock, um, you're gonna give me a perception check since you're doing the knocking.
15.
Okay, when you knock, you hear the sound of movement inside. Then you hear a quiet voice saying something, and it stops. Then it says something else. Then it stops. And then the door slowly, you can hear a soft click, and the door slowly creaks open, just enough for you to see um, an eyeball peeking out through the crack.
I'll say hello.
Um, when you say that, there's a moment of hesitation before a seems like a fairly young voice responds, but it's very loud. Um,
Not like the other voice that was behind the door.
uh, no, the other voice that you heard was just a very very quiet, um, just above a whisper kind of voice. But
Yeah,
this one is very loud, almost too loud.
I see.
Um, Probably magically enhanced.
And what does it say?
Says um, what do you want? Go away. This is my home.
I just wanted to say what a nice home it is.
The voice responds again. Um, this time not quite so loud. Um, and it says, "It's mine. You can't have it."
I'll nod and say I wasn't planning on taking it. And then I'll close the door.
You're just gonna close the door.
Or, like, I'll just walk away from the door to show that I'm not trying to take his stuff.
Okay, so you like leave type walk away or
I'll just step back away from the door.
okay. Um, when you do that, the door creaks open just a little bit further. You can see this. It's a very young face looking out through the door. It's kind of smudged with dirt,
Yeah.
and they kind of poke their face out and say, kind of looking at you with a um, still very concerned and I guess defensive look. They say, "What do you want?"
Like I said, I don't want anything. I was just admiring your home.
Where the rest of you standing?
Behind everybody to the left. Keep an eye on around our surroundings.
Okay, so Lazen and Sky, where are you standing?
I'm standing back from Iriana. So to me, it would be obvious that she is our spokesman. And gonna still position so I can see what's around us rather than just being focused just on the house.
Man, you'd think I'd spend my time ambushing you guys or something.
You may not, but somebody does.
You remember my old job? Come on now. It was my job too. I mean, it was my job to protect people.
Okay, so Sky, where are you standing?
Over to the right on my map or on my drawing.
Okay, I see it. What are the yellow things?
This guy.
Oh, those are
I
letters.
couldn't type for some reason. It won't let me type, so I drew it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, typing's been weird on maps. You have to click, hold, and then type while holding left click.
That's weird. Um. Okay. Okay. Pardon me. The young person. The young person looks at you for a moment, Iriana, and looks beyond you at um, Rogar and Lazum, not being able to see Sky. I guess Rogar, Lazum, and Damba.
And
And
I put my hand on Damba's head and scratched him behind the ears. And when I do that, he just sits down and lets me keep scratching. Probably not a very threatening pose.
well, actually, there's not really a whole lot Damba can do to not look threatening. He's a big dog. But yeah, it's probably one of his least threatening poses. Um, The dirty face says again, um, or continues, I can defend myself.
I'll turn, smile, and say, I'm sure you can, but I hope you don't need to that often. And then walk further away.
Is the person standing outside or like in the doorway or?
They're kind of standing with the door cracked open just enough to stick their head out. So,
You can tell what race it is.
um, see from your angle, it'd be one of the fairer races, something human, half elf, elf, possibly a dwarf, little tall for a halfling or gnome. Um, you probably can't quite see the ears.
Okay.
Um, Iriana, um, where are you standing now, Iriana? As far as
Uh,
the door is concerned.
like 10 feet away. Just turn around, heading back to
Oh, so you're actually leaving the door.
wherever we were.
Leaving the.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I
Then.
said I was walking away.
Okay. Then. Never mind. Um. She will. Um. The head will disappear back inside, and the door will close. If you're leaving, she's not gonna argue with you. Or they're not gonna
All
argue
right.
with you. You can hear um, several locks slide into place.
Well,
I turn to Iriana and I say, it might have been nice to be able to ask what we can find as we go further to the west. But I don't suppose it'll keep us from going.
no, most likely not.
Not exactly very neighborly.
I think there was windows on this cabin.
There is a window across the um, front of the cabin.
Are you gonna look in the window? I'll just keep walking away now. They didn't want to be bothered, so I'm not gonna bother.
Consider the scroll to see if, because we're here, if something's changed.
You want to do what now?
You know where you were discussing earlier, where once you get to where we're going, it may change. So I was saying, anybody check to
The
see
book.
the book?
Oh, you're carrying that, right, Ariana?
Yes.
Okay. Are you checking that?
Yeah, I'll check it then.
Okay. Doesn't appear as though anything's changed yet.
The window. So on this cabin, like, is it like doors like way over here, or the doors in the center, or where's the window compared to the door? That's my window. Where's the window on the left?
Windows on the left, doors on the right.
Okay. Then, as Ariana walks away, I will sneak over to the window and cast darkness inside, and then continue walking.
Wow.
Like Lazem said, they could have been a little more hospitable.
Do we know what's been going on in this area since we've been gone?
Nope. Never been up here. And Barrick might have been up here, but the rest of us never were up here.
Sorry, I was being distracted by niece and puppies. And yeah, more nieces. So what were the questions that I was just asked that I didn't hear? Last thing I really heard was Skycast Darkness. Was there anything after that?
I mentioned that Lazem said that accurately said that they could have been a little more hospitable. And so yeah, I cast Darkness and started walking away. Rover asked about if anything has changed since last time we've been up here, but none of us have been up here except for possibly Barak. at some point.
Yeah. Um. As you cast darkness, you hear um a loud exclamation from inside. Um. You hear sudden movements. Uh, Something fall over. Something crash to the ground and break. Um. Um. What level is your darkness?
It's just normal, regular. It's the familial
Okay.
drow thing.
Um. You hear after the whatever it was broke. You hear some mumbling inside as well, and um, you feel the familiar sensation of your spell disappearing. Um, so you look like a moon elf, right?
Uh, my flips are drow and wood elf. But I haven't flipped it to wood elf since we got out of the spider haunt woods because we're not near a city.
Oh, so you look like a drow right now?
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Can be myself when I'm not in a city with judgy people. Even though I'm sure these people will be judgy people, but yeah.
okay. Give me a second here. I need to look up a spell. Okay. Sky, give me a wisdom saving throw. I mean, I don't doubt that she'll succeed, but she's gonna try anyway. Oh,
Of course, you had to say that to jinx it.
Fey ancestry. That gives
Yes.
you advantage on what? I know you can't be put to sleep, but
Saves versus magical charms.
I wouldn't consider this a charm. Um, so You cast a spell. You feel it release. You're starting to walk down off the porch, and you suddenly feel your spell release, and then you hear the voice mumbling again, and suddenly you can't move. You are paralyzed for up to the next minute. Um, and from inside you hear that young voice again shout, "I told you I could defend myself."
I look quickly at Iriana and then draw my weapons.
Which
I'll
which spell did they cast?
A hold person.
Like, would they have had to see me? Because I said I was sneaking away.
Sneaking away.
I'm more alert now. My weapons are drawn. No, only because I can defend myself, and I'm looking for what's attacking. I'm not really paying attention to what the group's doing. I'm paying attention to outside.
Well, hold on that.
Um. Hmm. Trying to figure out how to do this without making you roll stealth checks. I know that as soon as you roll stealth check, you beat it, because there's no way that she can compete with your stealth check. I can't seem to find a way around it though, because you're Sky. So I guess roll me a stealth check.
Don't get a one. Don't get a one.
Holy shit!
Cool. Well, now it makes sense. Okay, so I'm paralyzed.
Oh, that was epic! You realize you rolled 3 ones in a row?
Well, I mean, not in a row. I had something else in the middle of those, but it's still pretty damn scary. I'll be right back. I'm going to refresh the screen.
I bet you are.
Alrighty, there we go.
I'll yell back toward the door. Sorry, I'm not sure what overcame my companion.
Yeah, so you are trying to sneak away. You're watching the window, um, trying not to be seen, and the feeling of your spell releasing surprised you enough that you kind of stumble over a tool just as you're trying to go down the steps. And as you do that, a moment later, you feel the hold person spell take effect. I can't believe you did that. That's awesome.
I can't believe it, but it sure is a good story arc.
Um, you're shouted from the other side of the door. This voice says, um, "So what now?"
We leave you to your nice little house in the mountains. And then I'll start shepherding everyone away from the door.
I'll stay where I am.
I'll go and collect him.
You'll do what, Rogar?
I'll pick.
I'm sorry, you broke up. You'll pick.
I'll pick him up and carry him so that they know we are leaving.
Oh, okay. Um, you're gonna give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. One of the things I'm real good at. Uh,
Can't be any worse than that stealth check. Literally. Okay. Okay. Well, if you guys are going to pick up Sky and carry him away, then and actually leave, then she'll let you.
Alright. I'll head back towards the path and start walking down.
As I'm carrying Sky, I'm harassing. It's like, you're supposed to be a really good, sneak there, but you weren't doing a good job.
I'll resheath my weapons and follow Iriana.
After a minute goes by and I come to, I will say, I was doing a great job. Somebody put a tool where it shouldn't be.
Looks for the tool.
The tool that I stepped on that broke my stealth.
That was fictitious of looking for a tool. I didn't see nothing. I mean, come on now.
I'll say, apologies, Iriana. I was hoping they would run out of the cabin and come out to actually talk to us, but apparently that did not work as well as planned.
Well, it's all right.
I'm kind of wondering what your intent was with that.
And without any knowledge of what they could or could not do, most people would freak the hell out and probably run out into the daylight.
Probably, maybe. Depending on whether or not they're more afraid of the dark or what was waiting outside for them.
I will lead everyone back up along the road and start heading further into the mountain.
Okay, give me another survival check. Wow, another one? Um,
We find the same cottage again.
well, my mental roll list isn't quite as detailed as all that. Okay, my dog keeps sniffing at stuff and then looking at me like I caught her doing something she shouldn't be doing. And she goes right back to sniffing at stuff.
Nice.
Um, da, da, da. Was not expecting another nat 20.
between you and Sky, that's 20.
It's a good thing we're not in combat, huh? Um, you continue up the road a good ways. It's um it's probably an hour um before what is the word? Sunset. God. When everyone go and give me a perception check. You were saying, Rogar?
Yes, it wasn't me.
Okay, apparently everyone except Rogar notices that there's um a bird that has been lazily circling above you for the last 4 or 5 hours. It's probably 50, 60 feet up. It's probably a small eagle, maybe a falcon or a hawk. It's a little too far off for you to be able to identify it.
Spying on us or somebody?
Um, Actually, anyone who wants to try to identify it, go ahead and give me a nature check. Sky, I'm afraid I'm going to need
I don't see it, so I can't.
Yeah, you can't. Sky, yours will have to be a disadvantage if you're going to do it. Because it is daylight.
Then mine should be disadvantage as well.
Oh, yes, you are right.
It's
Too
an
bad.
hour before sunset, though, right?
Yeah,
Bright light.
it's not bright, but you are literally looking into the sky. Where, the sun is. So,
Good thing you rolled well.
let's see. Okay, Iriana cannot identify it.
You sure 4 does?
Yeah, pretty sure. Um, uh, Lazem, um, you can see it. You can tell that there's something a little weird about it, but you know, animals outside of Damba aren't really your thing. At least not that kind of animal. Um, Sky, as you look up there, you can tell that the coloration, even the size of this bird, is abnormal. Um, and considering that, you would guess it's probably magically created. Either something has been polymorphed, or something has shapeshifted into this creature.
Well, after my last bout, I guess I will discuss before I do
Just
something.
go and attack random.
I did not attack. It's a semi-harmless effect spell. However, this one could be. I will let the rest of everybody know. That I think the thing in the sky is either a polymorphed creature or possibly a druid, maybe in a wild shape form of some sort. It's a little abnormal of a shape. I could try dispelling it, but if it's the same person that we saw earlier, that might not be great.
Maybe. It's just been following us for, you said, like 4 hours? Or a few hours we've seen at least?
Yeah. You noticed it probably pretty shortly after you left the cabin.
But if it's a spawn of, Araya or the new undead Alaria, it would be good to dispel it. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn on this.
Do you want to try and call up to it and see what it does?
I will 60 feet. I will yell in Sylvan to please come down.
Since they're calling it and trying to get it, and I'm looking around, do I see it now?
Yeah, they're definitely distracted by this bird flying around up in the air.
Sorry, that was a mistake of punching a moving touchpad. Can I try to identify it?
Sure, go for it. Something definitely looks weird about it. Um,
I grab my crossbow.
okay, Sky, you yell up at it to come down.
Yeah, I will yell in Sylvan, please come down so that we can talk.
I'm looking at Sky like he's speaking French.
That's
I'm
about
not
what
sure what French is.
it sounds weird to you. I have no clue what he's saying. Um, Give me a persuasion check. Damn.
It's pretty good.
Um, um, the bird flies lower. Um, and it's now circling about 20 feet above your heads. You can all now see it pretty clearly. Looks kind of like a cross between an eagle and a owl. Um, it's got kind of brownish red feathers with a black streak running from between its eyes all the way down its back out through its tail feathers. Uh, Definitely very odd coloration for any natural bird. Um, it continues to circle the party as you guys have this discussion back and forth. Um, and as you ready your crossbow, um, Rogar, it lets out a loud um, caw, I guess, loud cry. That seems to carry plenty of seems to convey its anger very well. Let's put it that way. You definitely get a sense of anger from that call, whatever you want to call it.
How high up in the sky is he again? Or it again?
Roughly 20 feet. Kind of circling the party. Doing sorry, go ahead.
I look at Sky and I ask, "Are you able to communicate with it?"
Hasn't answered me yet, but I asked it to come down to this level, and it did, so...
I lower my weapons.
I will call out again in Sylvan and say, can we help you in some way? Do you need food? Assistance? It'd be much more beneficial if you could come down and talk to us face to face, not in disguise.
Um, Give me another persuasion check, Sky. And I'll go ahead and give you advantage on it. Not that you needed it. Um, it seems to hesitate a moment before um, gliding in and landing on a tall branch, um, probably 10 feet away from you. Um, it sits there on the branch, eyeing the party, looking you over.
I'll wave at it.
One by one. It looks you over. It's as you wave at it, it kind of stares at you for a moment, and it kind of leans forward and like drops from the tree. And as it drops, its form just kind of suddenly expands, and in place of, where there was a strange-looking bird on the tree branch, there is now a young girl dressed in um, some obviously home or handcrafted robes, leather robes, crouching on the um, ground beneath the the tree limb, between the branch, or below the branch rather. And she looks at you. She's crouching on the ground, and as she looks at you, as you had just waved at her. She kind of nods at you and slowly stands up. And you recognize it as the face from the cabin. But it's a very young girl with kind of scraggly brown hair, bunch of twigs and leaves tangled up in her hair. Um, she's got some. Her clothes are made of leather. They look like more like robes than a dress or pants or whatever. Kind of like you might expect a mage to wear. Only they're made from leather instead of cloth. But she's very young, maybe 13, 14. Um, she appears to be human.
I will smile at her and say sorry about what happened at your cabin. Uh, but we were just wondering why you've been following us for the past few hours.
After the incident at the cabin, I felt I should make sure you had no ill intent for my mountain.
For your mountain?
And she kind of raises her hand indicating the area around her and says, "Yes, I am the protector of this mountain."
We are not trying to harm your mountain. We are just crossing over it through the mountain range.
I haven't I haven't seen you do anything else hostile towards my mountain. But and she turns to you specifically, Sky, says, "Why, Darkwind, did you?"
I did not mean to. I did not mean for it to seem hostile. There are many that, under the circumstances, would come out of the cabin and talk to us, since you had refused to talk with us civilly. Civil. Damn it.
Yeah.
Civilly. Yeah, whatever. Still sounds weird. When she, looking over at Viriona, had knocked on your door, we aren't here to take your anything. we are just in search of a place that a former colleague knew about somewhere around here.
She kind of squints at you for a moment, as if trying to decide something about you.
As she squints at me, I will turn around, kneel down. Like, can I tell that she's most likely like a druidic type person?
Yeah, it would be pretty obvious.
Okay. Then I will turn around, kneel down, and kind of try and adjust my armor so that, the top portion of my tattoo is showing towards her.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a second here. She has a couple of things she's got to react to.
Proposal.
What?
He kneels down. She's got a couple of things she's got to
Facing
respond to.
facing away from her, it's not a proposal.
He's just being Kenny. Let's see. Okay. She'll say, um, as you kneel, Sky, she will say, um, you are either a follower of Maliki or have bad taste in art.
In response to that, I will slowly get my crossbow out, mutter a couple of words, and let the Khalar be summoned in front of her.
Okay, as you pull the crossbow out, she kind of, her hands disappear inside her robes.
I'm trying to make this like as slow and cautious as possible so that she understands that I am not trying to be threatening. I'm not trying to aim it.
I know.
I'm just trying to hold it.
I know, but you are
I know. I'm just
putting your hands on a
yeah,
weapon and casting
yeah,
spell. So
yeah. I'm saying that I'm trying to do this very cautiously, and slowly, and then I'll mutter the couple words and have Kaladashar appear in front of her as a response to those questions or those statements.
okay. Um.
And then I'll put the crossbow back on my back.
Okay. How does your unicorn appear? Does it fly in? Does it just suddenly apparate?
I imagine just apparates.
Oh, it's up to you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
Okay.
would think so.
Okay. Um. Again, as you pull the crossbow down, she does pull her hands disappear inside her inner robes, and you start to cast the spell. She kind of takes a half step back, and then as I am never gonna remember that unicorn's name. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
As the unicorn appears in a flurry of green leaves, um, she kind of um, looks at it and gasps and steps forward and reaches out to pet it. And the unicorn, unless you tell it otherwise, it will take her hand without argument.
I will not tell it otherwise.
Maliki has surely blessed you to send um, her children to aid you.
Again, my apologies from earlier, but we do not mean to harm you or your mountain.
I too shall apologize. I seldom have visitors, and when a well-armed group appears on your doorstep with no warning, it can be a little unsettling, especially as most of my interactions with well-armed groups tend not to be particularly friendly.
Why are they not particularly friendly?
She kind of, with one hand still petting the unicorn, the other one kind of, she raises it and kind of indicates the mountain. She says, "My mountain is ripe with resources, both um, material and um, uh, crap, whatever the opposite of material is.
Immaterial.
I didn't mean quite that opposite, but um,
Organic.
that'll work. Um, the stone is full of um, valuable minerals. The trees are strong and um, resistant to disease. The animals are plentiful and um, um, plentiful and robust, and the fruits are um, very sweet and grow in abundance.
Is that all you're doing?
I may have had a hand, but these this mountainside is um, well blessed by many of the nature deities, Maliki among them, and my circle has taken it upon itself to protect this mountainside for generations. You said you were looking for a friend of yours?
A colleague of ours was up here a few months ago. It was a few months ago, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Um, we believe, and hid something that we need to destroy.
She kind of hesitates, petting the unicorn for a moment, looks over at you with a confused look, says, I must give you points for the vagueness. Do you think you could...
You must.
What's that?
Sorry, I'll just interject and say you must give him points for the vagueness.
Yes.
No, the our friend.
Oh, I see. Um, okay. Do you think you could give me a little more detail on this friend? I'm afraid you haven't given me much to go on.
Um,
Was there a
he
dwarf?
was.
See,
He
a human.
was
It was
dwarf.
two dwarf. Okay. Um, then I will describe him and say he's about yay high dwarf. Um, into the arcane arts. Um, and again, we don't know for certain that he was here, but the clues that he left before he parted ways with us sound like they might have something to do with your mountain. And due to the nature of what we are trying to accomplish, and just meeting you, it's probably safer for you and for us to not go into too much details about what the item is, but it is something that needs to be destroyed.
I see. Sky, give me either a persuasion or deception check. Your call. Whichever way you feel like that what you said leans. Damn. So this is like another ability, just like stealth, where you can't roll bad.
Yes, I have expertise in persuasion and stealth.
Um, level 20, man.
Yeah.
That was that skilled boon
Yes, I remember.
that I fought for.
Yeah, I remember. Um, hmm. Let's see. What was his name? Okay. As you describe Vark, um, she kind of um kind of suddenly tenses, and her hand stops as she's petting the unicorn. She just kind of looks over at you and kind of frowns slightly. Says, um, "Do you mean Var Accessris?"
Sounds right.
Please tell me he didn't upset you when he came through here, which I'm guessing he came through here.
She kind of growls under her breath, and you can see that she's definitely remembering something that she was not happy about. She says that wizard and his foul abomination of a wife sought to civilize my mountainside. Felt that it would make a good home. I convinced them that I would make it more trouble than it was worth to them. And they um God, why am I having so much trouble with words today? They flitted away to the west somewhere. Good riddance. And if he is a colleague of yours, I know not what your business is, but be warned, he's not to be trusted. He is not a he's not a good man.
I am sorry that he harmed your or had plans to harm your mountain son. He is no longer a colleague of ours. We are just searching for the item that he hid.
She kind of takes a deep breath and starts to pet the unicorn again, kind of scratching at it under the neck. Um, kind of like one would scratch the neck of a dog. And the unicorn is obviously enjoying it. Um, she says, um, I don't know what dealings you had with him in the past, but this one, and she indicates the unicorn, would not be with you if you were on the wrong path. So, I feel if Maliki trusts you, then I feel I would be a fool not to. Is there
Do you
anything that...
know
Sorry, go ahead.
where? Do you know where he, or could you tell us or show us where he frequented and where he was trying to make a home so that we could possibly find this item? We have a magically inscripted book that only tells us the next steps when we get to the place where we were meant to get to in order.
AFK.
Okay, it's been about 2 hours. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, guys.
All right.
Don't forget the question, Sky.
I'm back.
Is everyone back?
Yippers.
I
I'm back.
Never left.
What was that, Kenny?
Never
don't think he
left.
left.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, you guys are talking to a um well, at this point it's
Dwarvish
pretty.
Druid?
Huh?
Dwarvish Druid?
No, she's human. Very young human. Um but yeah, at this point it's obvious she's a druid. Um, yeah, so you guys are talking to her. Sky, I believe you had a question. Can you remind me what the question was?
Mm,
Anyone?
Where would Varric have and where would Varric have lived, or where was he trying to do
yeah,
so we don't have to search the whole mountain?
could you either give us directions or show us where he was trying to set up housing? Because we have because she, pointing over at Iriana, has a book that he left us to find this item, and it only gives us the next clue when we get to wherever we're supposed to be. It is written in some type of magical script.
I see. Um, she looks, um, kind of down at her hand at the moment, or at first, and then, um, kind of looks up into the mountains a little to the north into the mountains, a little off to the right. God, sorry, left. Let's see here. She points off into the mountains a little to the left, a little northwest of where you are. Um, and as you look off that direction, you can see this large scar on the side of the mountains, or the side of the side of the mountain. Um, uh, Pretty much looks like um, massive lightning bolts struck the side of the mountain. And then dripped down it. So it kind of looks scarred, and it almost looks like there's molten rock that dripped out from the center of it and then cooled.
Varric did that?
Yes, him and his wife.
Why do you keep referring to his wife that way?
Please understand that we never actually met his wife. But we know that when he parted ways with us, he was going out to see her or find her or something along that line.
She kind of growls under her breath, and the unicorn, sensing her tension, kind of um, neighs and dances back and forth on its hooves. And through clenched teeth, she says, "She's a foul abomination, undead, unclean. Sucking the life out of innocent people to extend her own."
I see.
Yeah, she kind of seems lost in her own um, shall we say, thoughts, and doesn't seem to pay you any mind, Ariana.
All right.
And then she goes on and says, Barak and his wife chose to attempt to carve a home out of the mountainside before I could chase them off. They did considerable damage. Least of which is what you see there. They also burned a um, swath of forest. Um, Maybe 100 feet wide. If I ever see Varric or his pet abomination, it will be too soon.
I will say understandable.
She kind of wraps her arms around the neck of the unicorn. At this point, the unicorn just kind of looks at you helplessly, Sky, as it is being smothered by the young girl.
I will tell it telepathically. Please bear with her. I just needed proof that we are who we are and that we do serve the higher purpose.
Unicorn kind of snorts and nods its head more than respond, or rather than respond. And yeah, the mysterious young druid girl seems to be perfectly happy just fawning over this unicorn while you guys stare at her. Is there anything else you guys want to do or talk to her about or anything like that?
Um, I don't have anything else.
Is there a path that would lead us directly to that scar in the mountain?
Did he have a name for that area?
Um, as for paths, there's not one directly, though. If you follow this, um, kind of looks up to the sky and says, assuming tomorrow, um, you should meet, or should find um, the burned part of the forest, and you should be able to follow the burn scar to the scar on the mountain.
Thank you.
Okay. She'll kind of just kind of wave at you because at this point she's literally hanging on the um, just kind of giving the unicorn a great big hug. Still, um, Brianna, what was your question again? I'm sorry.
Uh, I do not remember.
He had a name for
Oh, yeah.
the area that got struck by the lightning.
If he had named it, he did not share it with me. Probably wisely.
Out of character, by the way it was described in the script. Probably a good idea.
Probably.
Probably the way it was described in the script.
Yeah, in the magical script in the book.
Oh,
The maw.
oh, gotcha.
I put a big mouth in the middle of your mountain with lightning. And I called it my maw.
Okay. So now what, guys? You guys have
Uh,
any other questions or anything like that?
no.
I will walk over to her in the unicorn and say, my apologies for him and his abomination of a wife. We're trying to right some wrongs, and hopefully we can help you in this process. I do need to bring Al-Rashar with me, if you don't mind.
She kind of stares at you blankly for a moment. With her head laying against the mane of this um, large white unicorn, winged unicorn, and then after a moment or two, she kind of slowly steps back, her hands dragging off, staying in contact with the unicorn as long as possible. And she kind of leans back and um, yeah, that's kind of takes a step back, her hands dragging off the neck, kind of pouts as she leaves the unicorn alone, kind of whispering goodbyes to it. And it just kind of stands there, kind of it snorts a couple times and paws at the ground with its hoof.
As the others start heading out, I will follow behind with the unicorn in tow, and when we get somewhat out of her sight, I will apologize to the unicorn and then dismiss it.
Okay, as is typical, it kind of bows down to you, stretching one hoof forward, the other one kind of bending, and she kind of bows at you, and then just disappears in this burst of multicolored butterflies. Do you actually dismiss the unicorn?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I just grabbed that, never mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Only purpose was to make her understand that we really weren't, or rather, that I really wasn't horrible, based on my past little Yeah.
Okay. Um. Okay, so she kind of nods to each of you and says, um, Wildly My Forest, I understand that some of you may be meat eaters or um, partial to fresh fruit. If you see some, feel free to enjoy. Just remember moderation. I don't take kindly to greed. And her eyes kind of linger on Brogar for a moment.
Do nothing.
But you have that aura about you.
Not to mention, you are,
A dragon-looking creature.
yeah, I mean, you are a creature that tends to be a hunter as opposed to, um,
A salvationist.
yeah. So, yeah, I forgot where I was going at that point. Besides, you look like you could put away a lot of animals before, you know, falling into a food coma. Okay, so she just stands there, um, watching you guys for a few more moments. Yeah, that's about all I got there. She's just waiting for you guys to do whatever you're wanting to do.
There's so many good
Okay.
comments, but I don't make any of them.
We're, I guess, heading out towards the thing. Lightning thing.
I don't know. You tell me.
I think it's
That's
like
what I'm asking.
late in the night, so maybe just stay here for a bit,
I actually
or we
look.
can head another hour.
I look at her, and just because a question pops in my head, have you had many people who have come other than him recently who have been trying to either search your mountain or harm your mountain?
Uh, um, I wouldn't say Benny, but there are always those who seek to deface my mountain in the pursuit of riches or some other reward. And if that is your aim, she kind of looks around longingly where the unicorn was standing, though I doubt it is. Um, you'd be well forewarned.
Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, am I sounding as scatterbrained as I'm feeling at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mainly because I was going to dismiss the unicorn after we walked away, not before.
Oh, oops. Sorry. Well, we had talked about it, about you dismissing it a while back, and I don't know. I guess I.
You asked if what we were going to do, and I said, and nobody answered. So I was like, well, as they walk away, once then I will have the unicorn follow, and when we get out of eyesight of her, then I'll let the unicorn go back to its plane of existence, so that et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Then she will
It's
continue
kind of
petting it until you leave.
Sets up for camp. Because Ariana mentioned it.
well, do we want to? It's probably a good night to use the
Make a
spell.
cabin? Probably. I will do so.
That way we don't use any of her resources, and even with the permission, I would prefer to stay on her good side now that we are, in fact, on her good side.
Well, some of you are.
We are, you included. She just doesn't trust you as much based on others like you, which is similar to others like me.
She's just worried you're gonna eat more than your fair share of her animals. That's all.
So now we just make it so that we don't need any of her animals. I'll
I
cast
really want to go
Magnificent
hunting for
Mansion.
everything here. Just,
What?
but I really want to go hunting for everything that's in the.
Right. Okay, so you guys are entering the mansion?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I will go in.
I will as well.
I will as well. And go put my gear in a room and go down to the whatever it is, chow hall or whatever.
Dining room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a big grand entry hall area that we can eat in.
Okay. And Damba follows along with me. And we get food and drink for the night. And pull out my mandolin and play. If this druid is deciding to stick around and watch us, can she see the magnificent mansion?
Only if Iriana invites her in.
Okay, that's good.
I think unless Iriana invites her, she would need true sight to even see the door.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
I was just thinking that although she's a druid and we could probably trust her, don't know anything about the others in that cabin. I don't want to waste the time to find out.
Um, yeah, as you guys are entering the mansion, she kind of watches with fascination for a few moments. Kind of walks around where you made the entrance, and then leaves. Okay. Um, is there anything in particular you guys want to do in the
No, nothing really. Just get some food.
Mine'll stop by, grab some steaks, eat it, do a couple prayers, and head on to bed. He's not allowed to kill anything.
um Rogar, I'd just like to point out that was I think you just demonstrated my point about why she was looking at you like that. You grab some steaks. Multiple. Most people eat a steak for a meal. But no,
I'm a
you got
growing boy. I grow
you
into
got
a
some
giant, so I
steaks.
gotta make sure I have lots of energy.
Not just did you grab some steaks, but you grabbed some steaks plural because you didn't get to kill anything.
Yes, yes.
That was my good joke. Leave me alone.
Hmm. But my point is, I think you just demonstrated exactly why she looked at you when with that warning.
I didn't eat her.
Hmm. Just saying.
Where's the good love, man? Where's the good love?
Okay. Let's see. Let's go and put you there. Okay, so you guys have your long rest. Don't forget to use long rest buttons in case you guys haven't in your recent long rests. Um, Morning comes, and yeah, so morning's here, and looks like it's time for you to go, Bo.
Still have another hour.
Oh, misread the clock. Okay, nah, scratch that then. Um, it's morning. What do you guys want to do?
Probably collect my gear and let's continue on the trail.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. As you guys come out of the mansion, um, there is a wolf laying there, um, kind of curled up around this basket, I guess. It's more of a kind of a cornucopia. Um, and as you shuffle out of the mansion, the wolf kind of stands up and um, backs away several feet. It's kind of um, giving you your space, but also not giving the a free attack against its flanks, if that makes sense. Cautiously
Does
so.
it look like her bird form yesterday?
No, this just looks like a normal wolf.
Uh,
Um, but it backs up about 20 feet or so, just um, kind of lays down like a sphinx, with its hind legs kind of bunched up and its front paws out in front of it, just kind of watching you guys. Um, but there is a little pile of goods just a few steps from where the mansion opened.
I'll take a look at the goods, see what they are.
Okay. There are um, what amounts to several steaks. They look like fresh meat. Um, some fresh bread. Um, some sweet sweet breads. Things um, like little miniature. I guess they kind of look like pies. Little miniature pies. There are also uh, two um, well, water or wineskins, and 4 potion bottles that look very much like healing potions.
Um, I will pick everything up and hand the potions to Rogar.
All 4 of them?
Yeah, because I don't think he got any of the ones that we purchased.
I actually gave him 3 graders, and he already had 2 regular.
Never mind. I'll still give him
Thank
all
you
the
for
potions.
thinking about me.
You. I'm sorry, what about the potions, Ariana?
I'll still give them all to him.
Oh, you still give them all to him, okay.
Yeah.
Rogar, that is 4 supreme healing potions.
Supreme.
Yep. 10d4 plus 20. Um,
Okay, I got a question.
hmm.
If I got 3 and he just gave me an additional 4, uh,
You had 5.
I'm saying, and I already had 2. I thought I could only carry 5 on me.
Anything over 5, you take a chance of breaking. Unless you have a potions case like Sky has.
We can only have 5 potions.
Yeah. Well, you can carry more than 5. But anything over that, there's a chance of you breaking.
Okay, can
I
I
see.
switch out the 2? Can I ask Guy if I can give him the 2 healing potions and then 2 of the other ones he just gave me, so I can have the 3 greater healing and 2 superior?
Supreme. So you want 3 greater and 2 supreme, and you want to give the rest to Sky.
Well,
Is
actually,
is
well,
that what I'm hearing?
I'll take the 4 supreme and 1 greater and give
Okay.
the rest to Sky.
Okay. Can you handle that, Sky? Or do you want to do that or whatever?
Yes. I added the 3 to the graders. Now I just gotta look at my case and see if I have room.
Because I really don't want to break something or explode or get hurt.
Okay, by my count, that's 2 graders and 2 regulars to you, Sky. Unless...
Okay, gotcha. All right. I had 1 slot left in my potion/poison case.
Okay.
That works.
So you're good?
Yep.
Okay.
Sky, you can speak. What is it, Sylvan? Would the wolf understand that?
I actually went ahead and cast Speak with Animals as a ritual.
Okay. What I'm thinking of is that since this wolf is the emissary of
Yes,
our
I'm
druid,
going to try and ask it if it wants to hop into the Magnificent Mansion and get some steaks.
mm-hmm.
I'm
Well,
thinking that you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
that, and also that we probably should thank the druid for her package.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I will ritually cast Speak with Animals and ask the wolf if it would like some steak as a thanks for bringing this to us uh, before we leave and dismiss this place.
It jumps to its feet and just kind of gives you a very um, eager response with it, wagging its tail and its tongue hanging out.
I will walk back in and ask the servants to get a couple of raw steaks, and then I will try and let the wolf know to eat it inside. And once it's done, it can leave.
Okay. Ariana, you gonna let the wolf in?
Yep.
Okay. Um, wolf is cautious at first, sniffing and um, moving very slowly. But after probably 10 minutes of uncertainty, it does finally make itself inside and staying as far away from any of the serpents as it can, it gobbles down the steaks. And then um, makes its way out and then bolts.
And I will walk back out as well.
As far as the food is concerned, it's enough fresh food, including desserts, for you guys for 2 days, including fresh meat for Damba. And the wineskins are actually filled with wine. They've got so a very sweet, um, very sweet wine. It's seems to be low in alcohol content, but low on the alcohol part, but it's very sweet and it's very original. It's got kind of a um, cherry apple cinnamon flavor to it.
That is definitely original.
You suspect she probably makes it herself.
Makes sense.
So, now that you have gotten your little package, what do you guys want to do?
Now I think try and look toward the scar on the mountain and figure out how to get up.
Okay. Um, so you guys just want to like try to travel straight there, or she had said that had mentioned continuing along the road until you get to the burn scar. Um, or you could, just flat out try to climb the mountain.
I think following the road is the best thing to do.
Is it yellow brick by any chance?
No, it's just dirt. Just compacted dirt. Sorry. A rutted dirt road.
I'd love to think that I'm a great climber. Probably not, but I'd love to think that I'm a great climber, but I feel like Dumba's going to have a hard time climbing. So yes, the dirt road would probably, or the dirt path would probably be our best option.
Just tie a rope around his neck and cast levitate on
Wow.
him.
Okay,
cast,
okay.
cast levitate on him.
like we've done in the past, yeah. I'm like, tie a rope around his neck and
Yeah,
dot, 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 dot.
that went a little dark at first.
That might piss her off, and
Yeah,
probably piss Lazen off, and probably piss Dumb off for the few seconds that he's left alive.
yeah.
I don't think you'd ever get me to agree to put a rope around his neck.
Sorry, tie a rope to his collar. I guess I should have said. And cast levitate on him so he can just kind of float behind you as you climb. Or, everyone in the party can actually fly. Although I think you have to wait until dark for that. Anyway. Um,
Because somebody couldn't have been born with wings, even though they look like a dragon.
I'm stumpy. Leave me alone.
I had enough trouble with Agrius and his broom and Agrius and his Aarakocra flying around
Yeah.
doing all that aerial crap. I didn't need to give it to Kenny too.
But it was
Although,
so much fun when he went to dive into a 3 or 4 foot deep river from 50 feet up.
I have to admit that was amusing. I think as much benefit as that flying gave him, I think I definitely gave him plenty of punishment to go along with it. Whether it was,
We broke his broom.
yeah, whether it was for the most part RP or not, I think I don't think he got as much benefit out of those abilities as he thought he was going to. Let's put it that way. But anyway, I digress. Or just flat out sidetracked, whatever. Um, who's leading the group?
Not it.
I will.
Okay, give me a survival check.
Are you having trouble following the path?
Apparently.
Well, it doesn't always.
Now the
Just
question is, do we notice it?
nope. Nobody notices.
I obviously did.
I don't see that you did.
You noticed. Lazen didn't notice. Um, let's see.
I'm in the back just following everybody, so I'm not paying attention for sure.
As you head out west along the path, um, the sun never fully. Let me rephrase that because that was going to cause numerous comments from Sky. Um, the day starts out overcast, and as you travel, the clouds darken. Um, and before very long, it starts to sprinkle, and then the then you get a steady rainfall, and then it starts to pour. Ay, Sky. I was gonna say the sun never fully exposes itself. So, yeah, I completely changed what I was gonna say. Because
Nice.
that is totally something Sky would comment on.
Yeah. Yeah.
With zero intention of it intending to be dirty, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Sure.
Um. Okay. By the time you've been traveling, but for about 3 hours, the rain is falling pretty steady. Um. Uh, it's coming down in sheets and kind of just washing over the landscape. Um, you guys want to continue going? I don't want to assume.
I'll keep trying to go.
Okay. Um, you continue going for another couple of hours, and even with the rainfall, um, you can smell the burnt wood and ash before you see it. You kind of come up this hill and come around this bend, and before you is this wide swath of just incinerated trees. Um, it's kind of difficult to completely, to take it all in with the rain coming down, but you can just see this um, just a swath of destruction where the trees are just um, gone and they're just burnt to nothing.
And it still smells burnt.
Yeah. I mean, you've been in areas where they've had forest fires. You can still smell the forest fire, you know, months later.
Yes, but typically in a forest fire area, it isn't completely burned off. It's like
Well,
the trees burn, but they don't burn down to ash.
this
There's
time
some
they
of
did.
them.
This isn't a typical forest fire.
Okay.
But, but you can, with the forest fire, you can smell the ash, a month or two later still. I mean, granted, with the rain, that's stretching it a bit, but still. It's my world, damn it. Okay, okay, so you're seeing this like 80 to 100 foot wide um, swath of incinerated trees. What do you want to do?
Uh, is this swath of trees is where Varric was doing his stuff, right?
It kind of leads up to it. It's like you have this swath of trees, and then north of it, um, you got the side of the mountain where they have the where it looks like it's scorched by lightning, and there's these kind of rivulets of stone that look like they were molten stone, kind of melted out of the mountain and just left to cool on the side of the mountain. Hold on. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah. I'll just kind of walk, like, start going across the swath of trees, and I'll just ask, so it was past here, right?
That's what she said.
And then I'll pull out the note and see if there's anything else written on it.
So you're gonna cross to the other side of this swath of
I'll stand like halfway through for now.
okay. Let's put you about right there. You're being very needy all of a sudden, dog. Every time I look away from her, she either tries to claw me or puts her chin down on my leg.
Perfect. How dare you ignore her?
Right? Um. See, and then you say you look in the book. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Okay. As you look at it, a third line appears. Um, to the island in the waste.
Then I will look around and ask if anyone can see the house from here yet.
The house?
Or whatever. So he was trying to build something here.
Oh, he never got that far.
I see.
She said that she stopped him before.
Right, before I actually built anything.
Yeah.
I will just say that I'll read out the line to the island in the waste and say that we should try to look around, see if there's anything still living in the area.
I'm thinking this druid must have been fairly persuasive, because I can't imagine Varric changing his course once he'd set upon it very easily.
Um.
After I say that we should look for some, like for an area of stuff that's alive, I will just keep walking forward through the burned area.
Okay, so you're. When you say forward, you mean along the path, or you trying to walk up towards the mountainside where scorch marks are, or what?
Yeah, walk up towards the mountainside.
Okay. Um. Okay, just to clarify, you have the path going essentially east-west along the top of um a cliffside, essentially, and then north of the path you have a forest. Um, and this scorch area is about 100 feet. About 80 to 100 feet of that forest is just scorched, and it leads its way up to um, the mountain itself, which has a giant scorch mark on it and rivulets of cooled molten rock. Is that a better description? I can try to draw it if you guys. Sometimes I wonder if you guys actually see things the way I see them in my mind when I describe them.
Um,
Oh, looks like somebody's trying to draw them.
Something like that. Cliff going down, forest going up to a black mark.
Pretty much. Um, so, Irina, you're going to try to continue after 75 days.
MREs, eating MREs for 75 days
Oh,
because you're.
sorry, you weren't talking to me. You were responding to other chat stuff. Um, Irina, you said you wanted to travel up the um, Trail of Burn Trees,
Yeah.
or Swath of Burn Trees, whatever. Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything in particular you're doing while you're traveling up these trees, up this path?
Trying to see if there's any like a copse of good trees in the middle of it somewhere.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Disadvantage because it is pouring.
Nice.
Very good. Um, okay. Um, After guiding you along the road, um, the rest of you, after Irina guided you along the road to this area, she kind of walked out into the about halfway through the burn area, and then just kind of turned and started walking north up into the burn scar. Um,
I read out the clue also.
oh, okay. She also stopped and read the clue from the book. Um, what are you guys doing? You just gonna watch her walk up into the scar, or
Yep, following.
Gonna follow.
okay? Um,
You're not gonna leave me behind.
I think we've split the party enough in the past. Yeah, no.
um, let's see. Um, Irana, you continue traveling north for about I don't know, 60, 70 feet, something like that. And you just kind of stop and turn, slowly do a turn. And due to the pouring rain, no matter where you look as you turn, all you can see is this total devastation of the forest. Um, there's very little wood remaining. Most of what you see is um, piles of ash that have been um, you know how sometimes ash, if you get it wet, it kind of gets hard.
Yeah.
That's basically what you got here. You got little piles of hard ash um, everywhere due to the rain. Um, but even that is kind of, some of them are still breaking down and kind of just kind of washing away. Um, you can't continue looking for a little longer. Um, Working further north, um, at least at this point, what you think is further north, considering your last survival check. Um, you do find there's a you find a single tree.
A single tree.
A single tree that it's it's definitely got some burns on it, but are enough there are enough green leaves still on it to make you notice it in this wasteland and this through the rain, the pouring rain.
I will head to it.
Okay. Um, as you get closer to it, um, you see that it's surrounded on three sides by a large boulder, and the fourth side is um, kind of closed off, so it's not particularly easy to get to the base of the tree. I mean, you can do it,
Yeah.
but you kind of have to clamber over the boulder and all that. It's yeah.
I'll try to clamber over the boulder.
Okay. Um, you do, and you can see that the tree, it's definitely been damaged by the fire. But you can see distinct signs of new growth, and the tree is definitely recovering. Um, you can see that it has grown new leaves since the fire, and um, uh, has replaced some of its bark, and it's recovering.
I will take a look at the book.
see. Okay, and you can see that another line has appeared.
I'll call out to um, the party and say, up here in the opening or in the burned area, there's a tree here, and I think there's a hole in it somewhere. So I will try to look for the hole after calling that
Okay, you're gonna do what now?
I call out that there's a new line in the book and say that I think it means there's a hole in the tree or the rock here.
Okay. Everyone else?
I will start looking for a hole in the rock, tree, rock thing.
Okay.
There's a tree and a rock, and one of them is the bone of the earth.
Okay. Let's go ahead and call it there for the week. Since Bo is needing to go, am I reading that right this time?
You are.
Okay. Um, we'll go and pick it up there next week, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, 22nd. Didn't you say you had another time sometime shortly, Bo? That you couldn't be here?
Uh, no.
Okay. Never mind then.
I'm giving warning. We're getting ready for our busy season, so mine's a hit and miss, and I one of those where I won't know until the middle of the week or near the end of the week if I'm working that particular day or not, just because of college running out rooms and stuff like that for AV.
Well, let us know.
I will, but I was giving heads up.
Okay. Well, when you know, let us know, and we will deal with it as it comes.
Love
Just,
my oh, there is a likelihood that I are we off the clock now, or you turned off the.
I haven't yet. Um, is there anything else we want to talk about the game? We all done with the game for the week?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or now that I made my last comment in chat.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.